Hello, hello, Carly. Oh,
Hello, how are you?
good. It feels weird doing this on a Thursday. I feel like it makes me confused of what day of the week it is, but here we are.
And I feel like this week has been so long anyway.
Yes. Okay, thank you for saying that because I have felt like this is the never-ending week, which makes no sense because February is the shortest month and it has felt like it's
Literally.
years long.
Yeah. And I love February this month too because the weeks are so like synced.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like it
That is so
started on a
satisfying.
Sunday and and ends on a
Mhm.
Saturday. And I was like, this is perfect. Like we're gonna, this is gonna be amazing. Like what a month. And I feel like this has been the longest month of my
Longest
life.
month ever. I'm just ready for March and for it to feel like spring, and
hmm
I just wanna start my garden again, and oh, are you gonna start a garden in your new house?
Okay, well, I need all the help I can get because I want to, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh. We will This is now a gardening podcast. Oh my gosh.
We're
Okay,
gardening
no,
slash
how do I
sports
go?
podcast.
Our gar Yes, exactly. In the
And you
off
lived in
season.
Texas too, which is so helpful. So, like, you need to help me, like, as much as you
Yes.
can.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have so many thoughts. I will help you. We just all we need to know is the kind of lighting you have in your yard, and then we'll go from there. So that's your homework.
Amazing. Okay. Perfect.
But I always tell people that you can literally grow anything anywhere because I literally grew tomatoes, 6 different types of peppers, limes, all on my balcony. Like, people were like, "Are you sure you wanna
What?
move to an apartment because you're gonna have to sacrifice your garden and you're not gonna be able to do that anymore?" I was like, "I will not accept that, and I will figure it out." And
Monica, that's insane. I can't even keep aloe vera alive. Like, I'm so serious. My mom has a huge aloe vera plant and she keeps bringing me more of it because I keep killing it. And
no,
she's
no,
like, you're
no.
overwatering it. And then she has this super, like, really niche plant app that she pays for. And so I send her pictures of it. And the plant app is like, you're underwatering it. It's not healthy. And I'm like, I thought it was a desert plant. Like, this is succulents were supposed to be the easiest things ever.
Feel like it's a myth because I agree. And then I actually think veggies are easier. And when you think about it, we have been growing veggies since the beginning of humanity because how else would we exist? And we had no sign, nothing, like none of those things, yet we were eating peppers, you know? So it's
True.
like, whereas like the pilgrims didn't have like their little succulent plants on their grass.
So true. That is such a good point.
So that's the mindset. That's the mindset trick is being like,
Okay.
wait, we've been growing these things for forever with like weird soil in weird places, or else we literally wouldn't exist.
True.
So
That's
you
that's
can
what I
do
need
it
to
in
take
your
on. Like if they could do it, I can do it.
yard. Exactly, exactly. But anyway, okay, we should probably start with hockey. Did you watch the women's and the men's both hockey
I
games?
watched the end of the women's and
Okay.
then I watched all of the men's. Of course, my husband was like, 7 a.m. Santa's coming to town. Like, we will be up and at 'em.
I didn't realize what time it was at. In my head, I decided it was gonna be a mid-afternoon game for no reason other than the fact that
No.
that's it's
You're
not
like,
like
what is everyone talking about?
anything. In my head, I was just like, "This is such a big game. It's gonna make sense that, like, it's evening Europe time,
Right.
mid-afternoon, late morning American time." So I watched the last 10 seconds.
I mean, those were the craziest 10 seconds anyway. So you kind of saw the most important part.
It was so funny, like, 2 minutes in, Connor texted me and he was like, "The game's on, are you watching?" And I was just like, "Nope." And so I go to turn it on, and I went to turn on Peacock, and for some reason, Peacock is really slow on my TV. So it was just, like, frozen for a minute. So then he was like, "Go to YouTube TV instead." And since I, for some reason, pay for every single streaming service possible, I was like, "Okay." And went to YouTube, and then that was slow, and then it finally kicked on, and then they scored, and it was like, it was literally that fast. Like, it literally turned on the second that the puck went in the goal. And
Well,
hockey's
again,
already
you
so
saw the most
fast.
important part. Yeah. I mean, you didn't really need to see anything else either.
No, it's true. It's true. Were any of the players Dallas Stars players, and were they playing last night, or were they still
Yes.
traveling?
Well, they were all there last night. So there was, my gosh, my sister would be so disappointed in me. 7 people from the Stars that were
That's a
on
lot.
They were on an Olympic team, not necessarily the US team. There was only one player. So Jake
That
Ottinger,
seems like a
our
lot.
number one goalie, yeah, he was on the US team, but he wasn't playing last night. I'm sure they were like, just chill out for a second. And we were playing the Kraken, and the Kraken's not very good anyway. So they were like, you're fine.
Okay. I feel like
Yeah. But then
Sig
there
looks
was
like a good team because they're up north, but I guess it doesn't work like that.
you and me both. And again, I go back to at sports games, we should be able to see their records.
Yes!
Like,
Yes.
I should be able to look up whether I'm watching it on TV or in the actual arena and see their records. I knew the Kraken sucked because my sister told me, and then I ChatGPT'd their record.
I agree with this because also I thought about your theory. I think it was yesterday. TCU played Arizona State again, and the last time that they played Arizona State was like literally number one, I think,
Uh-huh.
and they barely lost. This time they won, and I was like, "Whoa!" But then realized Arizona State's not even ranked anymore. So like,
There you
but
have it.
context. It's important
Yeah.
context.
You need to know. You literally need to know.
It changes the entire way you're looking at the game.
Yeah, it really does. But all to say is there was quite a few Olympians there last night because there was one from the US, Jake Ottinger, one from Canada, Thomas Harley. There was, I think, 4 on the Finland team
Okay.
and then 1 on the Swedish team.
Okay.
There was a lot. But it was really fun because they honored, like, all the
I was gonna
Olympians. They,
ask,
like
yeah.
yeah, they had, like, a little moment for them, and that was really cute and fun, and I was like, "This is so cool." Everyone there not everyone, I shouldn't say that, but tons of people there were wearing, like, their USA jerseys, so they
Oh,
made, like, a USA jersey with Ottinger's name on the back, and they were, like, selling those, which was so cute and fun. There was a
did you
ton of
get
girls,
one?
like, in the no. I feel like at this
Were you
point,
tempted?
I need a hockey jersey, and so I'm
Yeah.
like, that would be the perfect one because normally I just wear my husband's, my sister's, or my
Yeah.
dad's.
And they're cute. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
the USA ones, like, they're I don't know. Maybe it's, like, literally the nostalgia of the '90s where, like,
Yeah.
those hockey jerseys will always feel kind of like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like the USA one, like if I get Jake Ottinger, it's like, yes, I'm supporting the Stars, but also like I could wear this to any game. Like, go
Yes.
USA,
Like,
you know?
wear it on 4th of July.
Exactly. I'm like, this is perfect. It's universal.
There's a so true. So true. You could honestly, it's the same colors as the Rangers.
True. I could wear it to Rangers games. That's perfect. See,
It's
I
the
think I need
jersey
it.
that works for everything.
Yeah, literally, I think I need it.
I support it. I bought a $170 frying pan today, so you go buy the jersey. Hockey
Okay,
jersey.
I'll get the jersey, you get the frying pan.
I fell for the Always pan and the titanium one because my friend's husband, who is the pickiest person in the world when it comes to anything kitchen related, he cooks all the time. He also hates like an Instagram scam or like just like influencer push product. And
Mhm.
he's like, this is my favorite pan of all time.
Okay. Well, I would be into that too.
I know. And I finally had to do it because I got the Caraway stuff 2 years ago
Uh-huh.
and they're already falling apart. Literally, I was cooking and the screw came off the lid into the food that I was cooking.
Okay, I honestly haven't heard great things about Caraway except from the influencers that are being paid to promote it.
Correct.
So, like, I don't think I will be a Caraway girly either.
Yeah.
We got a really nice set for our wedding, and I'm like, I'll just live with that for the rest of my life.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, anyway, you get the jersey. I splurged on the pan. It's great. It's great. Sometimes you have to do it.
Okay, now
But
also tell me, did you watch the closing ceremonies?
I didn't. I didn't even realize when they were. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what season we're in. I'm just I don't know what's going on.
No, that's so
Messing
fair.
too. And so, like, I've just been in that, like, weird brain fog where you're just like,
Mhm.
I don't know how I'm existing.
Yeah. That's so fair. I only know it because I think like, my family's just an Olympics family. Like,
Yeah.
well, my sister and my dad love sports, like every sport, but the Olympics was like always a family thing. And so now that I'm like in my own house, I'm like, well, obviously we're going to be an Olympics family too.
Yeah.
So I will
Yeah.
be sat here every day watching the Olympics.
How was the closing ceremony?
It was really cute and fun.
I
I
haven't
always
seen
like it. I love to see them,
it on
like I love to
Instagram,
see them pass the torch, and there wasn't a lot of, like, clippy stuff.
but that's probably why.
So, I mean, like, a bunch of Italian performers performed, and that was, like, weird
Oh,
and fun because it was
yeah,
Italian. But, yeah, I was like, "It's not my taste, but I love the culture of it, so I'm gonna
yeah,
watch it."
exactly. Parents are actually in Italy right now. They went to Venice and then Verona.
Oh, fun.
No, they like doing the not like, they usually do, like, non-touristy things, and so
Mhm.
Venice was never, like, prioritized because everyone
Mm.
talks about how crowded and touristy it is, and they were like, it was kinda empty. I
Oh,
guess because anyone going to the Italy was like, "Let's just go to the Olympics."
yeah, they kinda went at, like, the perfect time.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the pictures, it was, like, literally, like, just them and no one in the background. It's crazy.
That's
'Cause that's one of the reasons
crazy.
why I haven't prioritized Venice too, is because everyone is like, it's a tourist trap, but
Yeah.
it looked beautiful.
Well, nice. Good for them.
I know, they did it right, they did it right. I don't know if it was coincidence or maybe all February is just like that in general,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're living their best lives.
Okay, also on the topic of Olympics, we have to talk about the medal count, the final medal count.
Yes,
Obviously, Norway was going to win. Like, they were far and above everyone else. And the Winter Olympics are just kind of their thing. And who's there to stop them? But I
exactly.
will say, Italy and the US were going back and forth a bunch. And luckily, the US came out on top by 3.
Which I will say, even if Italy had come on top, like we were talking about last week, it would be due to inflation
E-
because they get
Exactly. Exactly. Unfair advantage.
so really, it's like, I don't wanna take any medals away from the athletes. They did it, but there is a slight inflation
Right. And
to
I
be able
think
to go
they're,
to the final to go to the final thing. Not
yeah,
about they still deserve their medal. I will not say they didn't, not say
right.
they but it's like in football when in the tournament playoffs, when you get to, like, skip the first round, right? Like, is it
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's
'Cause if
like
you win out, then you don't have to play that first one.
right. So it's
So
like
you're automatically advanced.
so I guess that is just how sports works in general.
Yeah. But it is just crazy because Italy, er, prior to this year, their highest medal count was 17, and this year they had 30 medals.
Yeah, and that has to be. Also, this is just pure assumption. I have no idea if this is true or not. But you know how sometimes athletes choose which country they want to play for? Like sometimes
Mhm.
they'll be like, last Olympics, they did this for France, but this year they're
Mhm.
doing it under the US, whatever.
Right.
I wonder if because for anyone who could have chosen Italy in the last ones, if because this was home for Italy, they were like, "Oh, if I have the choice, I think this time I'm gonna do it for Italy."
Yeah. That's actually a really good point. I
You
bet they
know?
probably did.
I
Especially
would,
because
I
they were
think.
getting more bids.
Right, exactly. It's like, no, that wait, you're yes, exactly. Like, that would almost be a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm for sure gonna, like, choose Italy." Like, I've got a way better chance.
How funny was the figure skating coach who every round had to change his jackets because he
Oh my
coached for
gosh.
13 different countries?
That was insane. Okay, we also have to talk about that just made me think of, like, crazy stuff that happened at the Olympics. Did you see the medal ceremony for the hockey game, the men's hockey game?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it was honestly so hilarious because obviously Canada's pissed. The Canadians are pissed, and it is like these huge, big, burly, like grown men, and they get their silver medals. They're pissed, and
Right.
then they have to go and stand there and get that stupid little stuffy, the little mascot or whatever. And these guys are literally just sitting there like, here's your
Cool.
stuffy. And it's like, cool, thanks. Like, I would rather like go home and never see this stupid thing again. And they're just like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm like, these grown men holding these tiny little like, and I actually saw last night at the hockey game, they had names. Their names were Mila and Tina, the little mascots, the two little, I don't remember, they're like ferrets or something.
Is that like an Italian animal?
Well,
National animal, or they just thought it
I
was
don't know. I honestly don't know where it came from, but I was like, I didn't, one, know there were two of them. Two, I didn't know they had names, but I was like, that's kind of hilarious for Milano Cortina. Their names were Mila and
Oh.
Tina. Yeah, those were their names, and they were some sort of ferret.
I was like, "Tina? Okay."
Yeah, I was like, "That's so random," but then I, like, saw it in one sentence, and it was like, "At the Milano Cortina Olympics, like, the mascots, Mila and Tina," and I was like,
There it is. There it
"Yep."
is. Okay, that makes sense. That's cute,
Mhm.
but also hilarious. I
Yeah,
can't
but those
imagine
poor
getting
Canadians,
handed a stuffed animal when you just lost like that.
like, the biggest game ever.
Was it overall, like, a fair game? Like, it's not that they were mad because, like, a ref made the wrong call that took it to it was just truly, like, a fair fight?
Think it was like well, all the Canadians will say, like, "We obviously know who the better team was," and I'm like, "Clearly not, because we won, like, duh."
Right.
But I will say the US goalie, Hellebuck,
Mhm.
that man put that team on his shoulders for that game. I think it
Oh,
was
okay.
either 52 or 54 shots that they had on the goal, and he blocked all but 1.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's a
It was
lot.
insane. There was, like yeah, there was, like, compilations of all his blocked goals. Insane. Insane.
Is that just because the defense wasn't very good? Or well, I say that, they're all always playing offense and defense, but, like or did the US have as many shots on goal as Canada did?
They definitely didn't have as many. Now, it wasn't, like, 54 to 6,
Yeah.
but it was not in the 50s. And at one point, you gotta give credit to the I mean, obviously the US team because they won, but also at one point, they were playing 5 on 3.
'Cause
They had
someone
2
was
guys
in
in the
the
penalty box.
well, oh, that's
Yeah.
always fascinating to me. I feel like more sports should implement that. I
I'm
think that
like
would
well, and even yeah,
stop.
last night, we had 3 players in the penalty box. Yeah,
What? Right?
there was a huge fight that broke out, and so it was, like, 3 of the Stars players and then 2 of the Kraken were in the penalty box, and I was like, "I've never seen 3 big old men in that tiny little box."
How long did they have to stay in the box for?
2 of them had 2 minutes, and then one of them had 5 minutes.
5 minutes? What did he do?
Yeah, I think it was fighting. I think he got, like, the m major penalty for fighting or something.
Hockey is so interesting to me because it's like it feels like you're supposed to be a you're it feels like you're allowed to fight, but also you're not at the same time. It feels like a fake rule.
Yeah. It's like,
Also
you can fight, but not that much.
right, exactly. Is it, like, because, like did he, like, punch someone? Or
I don't know. I need to dive deeper into this because honestly, the fights are one of my favorite things about
right,
hockey. I think
and,
it's
like
hilarious.
right, so it's like you're they're have to be allowed to some extent because that's kind of part of the game.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like when the helmets come off or like when the gloves come off, like they can fight until you start losing equipment and then the refs are like, "Okay, this is too much." I don't
Okay,
know. Now
uh
I know they cannot fight in the Olympics. That one is actually not allowed.
I had that question. Thank you for answering it. Because I was watching a game and I noticed that there was not fighting. That explains it. That
Yeah.
makes
Now, there was like a tiny little fight that broke out in the hockey, like the US Canada hockey game. And I was like, what the heck? I thought they weren't allowed to fight. And apparently, well, one, they're not, but two, if you like kind of rough up your goalie or like hockey stop and kind of like hit the goalie with a bunch of ice in the face, like the other, like your team is kind of like, okay, well, you can't treat our goalie like that. So you got to rough them up a little bit. I heard that's an unspoken rule, even in the Olympics. So I was like, okay, that makes more sense because they were roughing up the goalie a little bit. And so the US guys had to be like, okay, keep your hands off of our goalie.
okay. That makes sense. And I guess it makes sense, like, the Olympics is supposed to be, like, this nice little the kids
Cordial.
were just grumpy this year between curling and that.
Oh my gosh. You're
What
so
is going
right.
on? They're
I
stressed.
don't know.
They're
Well, it's
Canadians usually don't mess with anyone.
I know, they're supposed to be so nice.
There's tensions are high. Tensions are high.
What's crazy to me is also that there was like, Thomas Harley he played for Canada, he's Canadian, and then he comes back and is, like, on the Stars, and I'm like, "That's tough." Like, all those Canadians having to come back and, like, go to their American teams. It's
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
and
how was Milan?"
like, be at the games where, like, they're, like, celebrating all of this, that would be hard.
Mhm. Or it's so awkward for, like, the Americans going back to their Canadian teams and being like,
Or
"Hey."
are men just way more simple than this? Because we would be like this.
So true. That
Like,
is such a good point.
I don't want them to feel bad, and, like, I don't wanna rub it in their face, and, like, maybe we just don't talk about it, and then, like, no chance.
No, that is so funny. That's such a good point. I didn't even think about that. The guys are probably like, "Whatever.
Cool.
Like, this is just my job."
Yeah, exactly. So funny. Okay, before we wrap up, I looked because I was like, "Oh, next week's March, which means March Madness." Did you I know. Did you know that Selection Sunday when they announce, like, who's gonna be in the tournament? So that's on the 15th. The turnaround time to the first game is the 17th or the 6th. Yeah, the 17th. So these teams,
What?
which I guess most teams probably know that they're for sure gonna be in the tournament, but I'm sure for a few, like those random schools,
Yeah,
that gives them, like, 24-hour turnaround,
that's crazy.
right? So it's like they're announced Sunday night, and then the first games are on Tuesday.
That's insane.
Which imagine being the admin in the athletic office, having to then figure out the flights and hotels.
I would be so pissed.
'Cause you also
I
don't
wonder,
know
did like,
what city you're gonna be playing in.
yeah. Is it like you kind of have an idea of it could be 2 or 3, like you have a general idea, or you just literally have no idea whatsoever?
I don't know because, like, in theory, they call the different, like, areas where the first round's played, like, region or something
Mhm.
like that. But, like, I've seen, like, Oregon play in the Kansas City one
Mhm.
when there's, like, games being played on the West Coast. So I don't know how
I
that
don't know.
works.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Good
And
luck
then
to them.
I know, comes right after I think this is also, like, 2 days after the conference tournaments wrap up.
Jeez Louise.
I guess that's why they call it March Madness. I guess
I guess, yeah, because that is madness.
I never really looked at the logistics of it. But yeah, so it's like conference tournament, 2 days later, selection Sunday, 2 days later, the real tournament.
Well, good luck to them.
Yeah. I can't wait for
That is gonna be madness.
the random little schools that come in though. I always cheer for them.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm like, "Get it, girl."
Exactly. All right. Well, we've wrapped up Olympics and now it's next week, March Madness begins ish. We can start about it. We can
Yeah,
start
we can start talking about it.
about it, figuring it out. All right.
I need to understand it.
Next week will be our figuring it out week.
Mhm. Yeah. You guys can actually tell us what we need to know about March Madness.
Actually, yes. Yes, please. All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.